recognition so that their creative
we and because of that, the imported furnitures are being sold on a very high price.
As African Bohemian furnishings gain global traction, entrepreneurs like Esther Joe ambition, Nigeria globally, one handcrafted masterpiece at a time. For Gibson Emeka in Abuja, I'm Vincent Makori, VOA News.
Thank you, Emeka Gibson, for that report. Joining us today is Ms. Nasozi Kakembo, interior designer of Accent Studio based in Washington, D.C. She's the author of the African Decor Edit, Collecting and Decorating with Heritage Objects, that provides thoughtful guidance on how iconic home goods from Malian mudcloth to Moroccan rugs can be used in home decorating with traditional African treasures. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
To have you in the studio.
Thank you.
You're a
one, then leave the African one. We have to be used to the African one. In the African decor, it makes things easy for us.
Well, thank you so much for the women in Ghana for sharing their preferences and the style. So let me come back to you, Nasozi. If someone wants to convey, let's say, wealth or success or, royalty with a style, how does African style, how do you achieve that with that style?
Yeah, so in that regard, there are a range of and value in mind. So, for example, Cameroonian juju hats with the feathered hats, originally hats, but now they're used primarily as wall decoration. But they originate from the western region of Cameroon. So those were created for ceremonies. Those already have a very elevated history and tradition behind them. Mm-hmm. So that is one example of how you can instantly incorporate that aesthetic into your home that way.
Okay, I've heard about Afro chic, and maybe you could tell me about that. And sounds like African luxury. How can you achieve that on the budget? When you talk about, because you were talking about identifying the right way.
Yes,
African pieces.
So Afro chic, I will also, in the terminology dictionary, I will say my friends Janine Hayes and Brian Mason somewhat coined that term about more than 10 years ago in their book called Afro Chic. Okay. And they were really among the first African-American designers to position our traditional wares, both African and African-American, in a modern, luxurious, chic way. So that has been a great reference point of inspiration for me, and their book launch was, in fact, the first I ever attended. And then in terms of achieving our traditional wear in a modern luxurious way.